Friends, have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary that it completely changed your perspective on faith, spirituality, or life itself? A scene where the heart of Islam, the sacred Kaaba, becomes the stage for a moment so powerful, so miraculous, that it captures the attention of millions around the world. This is not just a simple viral video. It is a message, a miracle, a testimony of faith. This video features a 7-year-old girl standing in the grand courtyard of the Kaaba, raising her tiny voice in a prayer that echoes across the world. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, words that have transcended time, space, and language. These words are not just spoken, they are the essence of devotion, the cry of a soul submitting to its creator. What makes this moment so remarkable is not just the sacredness of the place, but the innocence of the child, who, despite her tender age, is speaking words that reverberate with the power of centuries of prayer. As the camera captures the moment, the child walks gracefully around the Kaaba, reciting the Talbiyah, the prayer that all pilgrims chant during their pilgrimage. But this child, at such a young age, recites it with a depth and sincerity that seems beyond her years. The video's rapid spread across social media platforms is no coincidence. It's a moment that transcends cultural, religious, and social boundaries. People of all faiths, and even those with no faith at all, were drawn to the video's purity, the child's earnestness, and the overwhelming spiritual significance of the moment. For many, it became a reminder of the power of prayer, the mystery of Allah's will, and the beauty of devotion that can come from the purest of hearts. The emotional reaction to the video is telling. The video becomes more than just a viral sensation. It becomes a vehicle for spiritual reflection. Many viewers express their awe, marveling at how something so simple, a child reciting a prayer, could evoke such powerful emotions. The story takes an unexpected turn when a scientist, previously not even a Muslim, converts to Islam after watching this video. It speaks to the fact that sometimes faith can be sparked by the most unexpected moments, and in this case, the sheer beauty and innocence of the child's prayer was enough to change a life. The true power of the video lies not just in its viral nature, but in what it represents. It shows that faith is not confined to age, experience, or understanding. It is something that transcends all of those barriers. A young girl standing in the heart of the Kaaba has shown us all the power of submission to Allah, and how that submission can change hearts and lives. The significance of the words Labbaik Allahumma labbaik goes beyond just being a prayer. It is the essence of what it means to be a servant of Allah. For those who perform Hajj or Umrah, these words represent more than a ritual. They are a declaration, a profound affirmation that they are present before their Lord, standing in His presence, acknowledging that He alone is worthy of worship. To recite these words is to accept the invitation to stand before Allah, to respond to His call with absolute submission and humility. Labbaik means, "Here I am, O Allah," and when repeated, it signifies the pilgrim's readiness to answer Allah's call, to submit their heart and soul to Him. The repetition of these words during tawaf around the Kaaba, as millions of pilgrims chant together, creates a sense of unity, a bond that connects them not just to each other, but to Allah Himself. What is extraordinary about this scene is not just the child's recitation, but the spiritual weight of the words she speaks. Even though she is so young, her heart seems to have grasped the profound significance of the Talbiyah. For her, the words are not just words. They are a call to Allah, a bond that links her to the Creator. It is a moment that speaks to the purity of faith, to the simplicity and depth that can be found in a child's heart. As the video circulates, people are deeply moved by the sight of the child reciting the Talbiyah. For many, it serves as a reminder of the deep connection between the soul and the divine, of how even the simplest act of devotion, when done with sincerity, can touch the hearts of millions. The Talbiyah is a reminder of the power of submission, of how, despite our differences, we are all united in our worship of the one true God. But what makes the Talbiyah even more profound in this moment is the setting. The Kaaba is the most sacred place on earth for Muslims. It is the direction of prayer, the focal point of the world's largest religious gathering, and the physical manifestation of Allah's presence in the world. To speak the words Labbaik Allahumma labbaik at the Kaaba is to connect with a tradition that spans millennia, from the time of Prophet Abraham, and his son Ishmael, to the millions of pilgrims who have followed in their footsteps. The emotional power of the moment is amplified by the fact that it is being recited by a child whose innocence and purity reflect the essence of the talbiyah itself. This child, who has not yet been exposed to the complexities of the world, recites the words with a devotion that seems beyond her years. It is a moment of awe, a reminder that sometimes the purest expressions of faith come from the simplest and most innocent hearts. Before the viral video and the miraculous recitation, there was a long journey, a journey of faith, patience, and perseverance. The story of this family begins with the mother's long wait for a child. For 10 years, she prayed, hoping, and asking Allah for the blessing of motherhood. Every month, she endured the pain of disappointment, the silent ache of longing for something she could not control. In a society where having children is often seen as a fundamental part of life, she faced the pressure of her community and her in-laws. Her husband, however, was steadfast in his faith. He was a man of knowledge, a hafiz of the Quran, someone who deeply understood that everything is in Allah's hands. He knew that Allah's timing was perfect, and that if it was meant to be, they would have a child. But the pressure from his family mounted. His mother particularly was not shy in expressing her disappointment that she had no grandchildren. She blamed his marriage to the woman he loved, claiming that Allah was punishing them for disobeying her wishes. Despite this, the couple remained strong. They continued their prayers, holding on to the belief that their child would come when Allah willed it. After 10 years, their prayers were answered, and the mother was finally pregnant. Yet this joy was tinged with the bitterness of her mother-in-law's indifference. The family's excitement was tempered by the in-laws' comments and the pressure to have a son. When the baby girl was born, the disappointment was palpable. The mother-in-law remarked, "If it had been a boy, I would have sacrificed 10 goats," further reinforcing the idea that only a son was worthy of celebration in their family. But the mother, despite the negativity around her, found peace in her heart. She knew that Allah's wisdom was beyond human understanding, and that her daughter was a blessing. Yet even in the face of this joy, another challenge awaited them. Their daughter did not speak. This was the beginning of another trial. The mother's heart broke when the doctor confirmed that her daughter had no ability to speak. This added weight to her already difficult journey. But through all the sadness and despair, she never lost faith in Allah. She continued to pray, to read Quran with her daughter, never giving up hope. She believed that if Allah could grant them a child after 10 years of waiting, He could certainly grant her daughter the gift of speech. Then one night, everything changed. The mother had a dream so vivid, so clear, that it seemed to be a divine message. In the dream, she saw herself and her family performing tawaf in the haram, and their daughter, who had never spoken a word, was reciting Quranic verses aloud. This dream filled her with hope and determination. She knew that she had to take her daughter to the haram to seek Allah's mercy and grace. It took months of saving, but they eventually made the journey to Mecca. When they arrived at the haram, the mother offered a heartfelt prayer of thanks to Allah. She prayed for the healing of her daughter, knowing that only Allah had the power to restore her speech. As they performed tawaf, something miraculous happened. The daughter, who had never uttered a word, suddenly began to speak. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. The words of the talbiyah flowed from her lips. The family was in disbelief, overcome with gratitude and awe. The mother, in tears, could not understand how this was possible. Subhanallah, this miracle was witnessed by many around them, and the story quickly went viral. It was a testament to Allah's boundless mercy and power, a reminder that no matter how difficult the journey, no matter how long the wait, Allah's plan is always perfect. The little girl who could not speak was now calling out to her Lord with her own voice, a voice that had been restored by His mercy. This story is not just about a miraculous healing. It is a powerful reminder of the strength of faith, the importance of perseverance, and the boundless mercy of Allah. It shows that no matter how impossible a situation may seem, Allah's power is greater than all obstacles. It is a story of love, patience, and the unshakable belief that Allah's wisdom and timing are always perfect. Let this story serve as a reminder to us all to keep praying, to keep hoping, and to never lose faith no matter how long the wait may be. Subhanallah.